as a parent of a 17-year-old, and I'm one of you moms and daddies out here, I walk on a back road backwards with high heels on, blindfolded, trying to get it right. And I join the voices of educators and parents and nannies and aunts and uncles and activists who care about what is happening in Harrisburg. So you ask the question, and what's going on with our public school system? How many of us went to school where there were counselors? How many of us went to school where we had athletics, art, music, libraries, nurses? The Philadelphia Public School is now looking at a budget deficit where we're asking Governor Corbett to invest $120 million in the Philadelphia Public Schools. Now, why do we think that's a good ask? He's prepared to spend $400 million to build 2 more prisons in Montgomery County, 30 minutes from here. We're asking for 120. We're begging for 120. They're ready to spend $400 million to build 2 new prisons in Montgomery County. There's something wrong with that equation. And we know if you invest in kids on the front end, you don't have to worry about penalizing them on the back end, right? If we invest in kids and children on the front end, we don't have to worry about them not graduating in 9th grade on the back end. He's opted to invest in the penal system and not on the investment of our kids. And we can no longer lay down and be quiet about it. So you really need to be commended for showing up. Because something we have to tell our kids that part of life is about showing up to give your voice. You really need to be commended for that. I started my career at Girls High as an activist just like this. And who knew then that I might end up in City Hall trying to make a difference for young people. So know what the numbers are. Philadelphia has to find $60 million to try to hold on to art and music and counselors and libraries. Governor Corbett needs to do its part. For 3 years, we've been forced to raise people's taxes to fund the Philadelphia public school system. And for 3 years, guess how much Governor Corbett has given to the Philadelphia public school system? Zero. Zero. Yet, they're ready to spend $400 million to build 2 more prisons in Montgomery County.
As I was putting on my shoes this morning, getting ready to march today, I thought, what will I talk to you all about? You know, I could stand up here literally all day and tell you about the big picture, right? I could tell you about how in 1983, as the war on drugs was exploding and mass incarceration as we know it was beginning, another war was taking shape, right? The war on public education. A nation at risk, they called it, right? Governing and corporate elites were setting up their 30-year plan to take over what they saw as a $3 trillion industry, the industry of public education. And they were figuring out a way to get their hands on this business and get that money in their pockets. Right? I could talk about how we've seen both of these systems, mass incarceration and the privatization of public ed, grow over the past 30 years, swallowing up public resources, community stability, public health and family health, and individual lives. How policies like No Child Left Behind and historic disinvestment, how choices made by those who are elected to supposedly have our best interests in mind, they have set up our kids, our teachers, and our schools to fail, to be labeled as failures, to be pushed out or dropped out, to be fired, and to literally be closed. And it's a failure by their design, right? And it feeds their insatiable hunger for privatization, and it serves to dispossess our students, black and brown, poor and working class students, of their public schools, their human right to a free, quality public education. It punishes, it criminalizes, it squashes creativity, and it rips away our community stability, right? It ruins the lives and futures of so many generations. So I could stand up here, like I said, all day and tell you about that big picture. But actually, today what I really want to talk to you about are my students. I'm a teacher with the Teacher Action Group and the Philly Federation of Teachers. That's right. And I work at Bartram High School. affordable, and bullets flying over their heads. Okay? Many of my students are living in very real trauma, with very few luxuries of opportunity, and with very little room to make a mistake. We're talking about living on the edge of survival. And they're also the most resilient, funny, smart, insightful, compassionate, talented, critical of the world around them people I've ever met, right? They have just not had the educational opportunity that their peers 10 miles away and across the nation have had. Not because they don't deserve it, right? Not because they don't deserve it, but because the people who we have placed in charge to give us the resources that we need have denied them. They're seen as unimportant by those who write the budgets, right? They've been consigned to failure, because that's what it is when a governor and a state congress and a city council and a mayor make decisions to show their very real priorities and then slash the money that goes to our kids. So-called leaders who are balancing their budgets on the backs of my students, of our communities, and the very future of this city, we're not going to stand for that any longer. As teachers, we must not stand for that any longer, and we must join in with our students and their families, with people who are on the inside and those citizens who are formerly incarcerated coming back, with immigrants who are daily profiled and denied their rights, with everyone in our city and our state who's working to demand an end to this kind of abandonment, this kind of disinvestment, and this kind of active strangling of our poorest communities. We're not going to allow it anymore, are we? Absolutely. We got to take back control. We got to assert our real priorities. We must build a movement for a people's budget, not a prison budget. That's why we are marching today. So say it with me. Education is a right. That's why we fight. Education is a right. That's why we fight. Education is a right. That's why we fight. Thank you.
It's not a march. It's not a day to cheer. It's a revolution. It's a movement. It's happening. I see the students. Students are involved. You can't have a revolution unless you're involved in the youth. The youth are directly receiving the brunt of what's going on when the money's taken from education and being devoted towards prison expansion. And with the walkouts, the students are making their voice heard, and that's important. That's truly important. Young man that was up earlier, one of our future leaders, it was good to see him here and brave the crowd and speak his mind. One of the things that folks don't realize, there was a major effort by the city. Well, they thought it was major. The job fair that failed. If those of you that weren't here, if you want to get an idea of what that was besides the photo in the paper or on the news, from Rizzo's statue in front of the municipal building all the way to the front door, there was nothing but a crowd of returning citizens. Now, I use returning citizens because we're not ex-felons, ex-cons, all the negative type imagery that you hear sometimes with labels. We're citizens. And so when I say citizen, I mean we're responsible to pay taxes, take care of our children, get employment. So we're being held responsible to take care of and be engaged in society. But when it comes time to employment, housing, education, we're having a lot of doors slammed in our face. So we're fighting to have the total restoration of all our civil liberties. Once we complete our time, we come back into society, we're being held responsible for our families, for employment, for the different things that our neighbors are responsible for. We're citizens.
This morning I looked at my email and I saw where the Senate had just passed a bill to take us off of food stamps. Now, when they take people off of food stamps, formerly convicted people off of food stamps, that's just not black folks. And I want to make this clear. Within the city of Philadelphia, we got a 40% poverty rate. That's not all black folks. Okay? You know, they have targeted us. They have targeted every formerly incarcerated, convicted person. And their families. Because their families is also targeted. You know, we have to look at our role in this whole economy as people. And our role is to fuel the engine of the economy. And that is, they keep this economy rolling with convictions. With convictions. You know, they look at us and they can see that as an unemployed person, you probably spend around about let's say $7,000 in tax money that the state can generate from an unemployed person. That's when he go buy his cigarettes and all his other little things. They pay that little state tax. They get about $7,000 worth of tax dollars off of you. If they lock you up, they now generate $30,000. Huh? So what's more important? Is it more important to give you a job, give you an education? No, it's more important to keep you uneducated, keep you unemployed, so you can go to jail, so we can keep this engine going. It's about the engine.
I just want to say we are here for a reason. We're not just the people, we family. So they say a family that eats together, fights together. So we're here for a reason. I just want to keep it brief. I ain't going to get into too much. I'm 17. I got a 1-year-old son. That's my generation. And I'll be damned, excuse my language everybody, if he don't have what he need in school. So I'm fighting and I'm marching. And we all doing the same thing. So I say, when they say cut back, we say what? Cut back? Cut back? And my name is Todd Metz.
Todd! That's what I'm talking about.